Pope Francis has died.
The world mourns Pope Francis as his sister breaks her silence. In a somber announcement early this morning, the Vatican confirmed the death of Pope Francis at 7:35 a.m. local time, sending shockwaves throughout the Catholic community and beyond. While headlines worldwide celebrated his historic papacy and leadership, a much quieter story unfolded far from the cameras. In Ituango, Argentina, Maria Elena Bergoglio, the Pope's only surviving sibling, sat in mourning, not as a public figure, but simply as a grieving sister. For years, she remained silent while her brother led over 1 billion faithful across the globe. But now, after his passing, Maria Elena has finally spoken out, revealing a side of Pope Francis the world never truly knew. "He didn't leave us with riches," she said in a soft, emotional voice. "He left us with something deeper." This wasn't about gold, estates, or hidden fortunes. It was about a different kind of wealth, measured not by material things, but by sacrifice, devotion, and unbreakable familial love. As millions honor the late Pope, Maria Elena's heartfelt revelation brings the world closer to understanding the human being behind the towering figure of the papacy. The true fortune Pope Francis left behind, an inheritance of the heart contrary to public expectations of a pope leaving behind treasure troves and vast riches. Maria Elena Bergoglio made it clear that her brother's true inheritance was intangible yet far more valuable. She described a legacy not made of money or artifacts, but of handwritten letters, silent sacrifices, and unspoken love that bound their family together through decades of hardship. From their humble beginnings in Buenos Aires to the moment Jorge left home to follow his spiritual calling, the Bergoglio family's true wealth was built upon resilience, shared faith, and mutual support. Even as he ascended to the highest office in the Catholic Church, Jorge, known to the world as Pope Francis, never ceased to value his family's simple, profound love. Maria Elena recalled the quiet, steadfast connection that never wavered despite fame or distance. In a world obsessed with tangible wealth, she underscored that the most precious things her brother left behind were the emotional bonds, the memories etched into their souls, and the constant reaffirmation through his letters that home, family, and faith remained at the center of his being. Childhood struggles. The foundations of a spiritual giant, Maria Elena, took the world back to their shared childhood in Buenos Aires, painting a vivid picture of a working-class family stitched together by love and resilience. Jorge, the eldest surviving son, after their brother Alberto's death, became the de facto head of the household following the passing of their father. Without complaint or hesitation, Jorge took on the responsibilities of adulthood while still barely more than a boy himself, working extra jobs to help support the family and ensuring that their home, though modest, remained filled with stability and hope. To Maria Elena, Jorge wasn't a future pope or even a budding religious leader. He was her big brother, the one who read bedtime stories, taught her prayers, and held the family close through storms of uncertainty. These early sacrifices, often unseen by the outside world, forged the compassionate heart that would later guide him through decades of priesthood and ultimately his papacy. Behind the cassock and the global influence, Maria Elena emphasized there was a big brother who first learned leadership, not from thrones, but from kitchen tables and late-night family conversations. A brother's rise in the church, pride and pain intertwined. As Jorge Bergoglio's ecclesiastical career blossomed, his path took him further from his family, a painful but necessary distance that Maria Elena accepted with a bittersweet heart. Watching her brother transform from a Jesuit priest to the Archbishop of Buenos Aires and later into a cardinal filled her with pride, but also a deep, aching sense of loss. She stayed in the background by choice, allowing him the freedom to serve without the weight of family concerns pulling him back. Yet every advancement, every new responsibility meant fewer letters, fewer visits, fewer shared moments that once made their sibling bond so vibrant. When he was elected Pope in 2013, Maria Elena knew instinctively that the Jorge she once knew now belonged to the world. She described the emotional toll of seeing her brother wave to millions from the Vatican balconies, while quietly mourning the playful, caring sibling who once sneaked her out for soccer games and whispered, "Don't tell mama." In her eyes, the world had gained a leader, but she had lost her closest companion. Living simply, the people's pope who owned nothing, in sharp contrast to his predecessors, Pope Francis became renowned for his simplicity and humility. Maria Elena proudly recounted how her brother rejected the traditional trappings of papal opulence: no gold throne, no palatial Vatican apartment, no private jets. Instead, he lived at Casa Santa Marta, a modest guest house, carried his own bags, and wore plain black shoes. Even in death, Francis shunned grandeur, requesting a simple wooden coffin and a stripped-down funeral devoid of extravagant displays. After his passing, many anticipated the discovery of secret vaults, treasures, or hidden fortunes, yet there was nothing to be found. Instead, what he left behind was a wealth of relationships, a spiritual inheritance deeply rooted in service, humility, and profound connection. According to Maria Elena, his fortune wasn't tangible but lived on in the hearts of those he touched, in the simple acts of kindness and the unwavering devotion he exhibited until his final breath. Letters from a Brother, the Priceless Treasure. Maria Sherria's among the most poignant revelations from Maria Elena was her description of the dozens of handwritten letters Jorge sent her over the decades. Carefully preserved in a worn wooden box, these letters became her most treasured possessions, far surpassing any material inheritance. Each word captured moments of love, encouragement, and faith, bridging the physical distance that his vocation inevitably created. The letters contained no grand theological discourses or public pronouncements, only the simple, powerful affirmations of a brother's enduring love. Some arrived during birthdays, others on holidays, and some during quiet, random weeks when he simply wanted to remind her, "I'm thinking of you." Maria Elena shared that the letters made her feel that no matter how far Jorge was, whether in Rome, Buenos Aires, or traveling the globe, he remained by her side. His words, written in his distinct, familiar hand, were the truest fortune he ever left her, and she clutched them now, after his death, as the most precious remnants of a bond that neither time nor fame could ever erase. Family sacrifice, the hidden cost of holiness, often overlooked in tales of saintly figures, are the sacrifices borne by their families, and Maria Elena's account laid bare the emotional cost of Jorge's spiritual journey. When he entered the seminary, it was not just his own life that changed, but the dynamic of their entire family. Their home, once lively and bustling, grew quieter. The dinner table always seemed to be missing one voice. Their mother, though proud, often cried in private, grappling with the silent heartbreak of letting a beloved son go in the service of God. Maria Elena confessed that although the family supported Jorge's calling wholeheartedly, no one had prepared them for the loneliness that followed. Over time, as Jorge's responsibilities grew, so did the distance. Yet despite the heartbreak, the Bergoglio family never wavered in their support, choosing love over possession, faith over fear. Their silent sacrifices made Jorge's mission possible, and they bore it with a grace and fortitude that mirrored his own, clearing the record, defending Pope Francis against criticism. Following Jorge's elevation to the papacy, the world's intense scrutiny unearthed painful rumors and accusations that Maria Elena now felt compelled to address. Critics claimed that during Argentina's brutal military dictatorship in the 1970s, he remained silent, and others spread tales of lost love driving him to the church. Maria Elena refuted these claims, revealing that her brother, while careful and discreet, worked tirelessly behind the scenes to protect priests and civilians, risking his own life without seeking recognition. His decision to join the priesthood, she asserted, was rooted not in heartbreak but in a deep, unwavering calling he felt from a young age. Watching these misunderstandings spread in the media was torturous for Maria Elena, but she chose to stay silent out of respect for Jorge's humility. Now, after his death, she decided to set the record straight, emphasizing that while he was human and imperfect, he was neither weak nor a coward.
He was a man who quietly bore the burdens of leadership with courage and grace. His final words, a last letter of strength and love shortly before his death, Jorge sent Maria Elena a final letter, a simple yet powerful message that encapsulated a lifetime of love and unwavering faith. In that note, he wrote, "My body is tired, but my heart is strong. And you, Hermana, have always been part of that strength." The letter made no mention of illness, no farewell filled with sadness, only encouragement, hope, and an enduring bond. Maria Elena clutched that letter, worn with her constant handling, as a lifeline to the brother she loved so deeply. Through his final words, he reminded her that even death could not sever the spiritual and emotional ties they shared. In addition to the letters, Jorge had sent small tokens, a childhood photo, a pressed flower from the Vatican garden, each gift a testament to the simple, profound ways he stayed connected to his roots and his family, even while carrying the weight of the Catholic Church on his shoulders. Jorge forever her brother, the enduring legacy beyond the papacy. For the world, Jorge Mario Bergoglio was Pope Francis, the reformer, the humble servant, the spiritual giant. But for Maria Elena, he would always be simply Jorge, her big brother, who once held her hand on the way to school and whispered jokes to make her smile. Even now, with the papal robes folded away and the bells of the Vatican tolling in mourning, she keeps his memory alive through the letters he wrote and the values he embodied. She keeps a candle burning not for the Pope, but for the boy who gave her courage and love when she needed it most. Despite occasional wishes that he had never become Pope, wishing for more private years together, Maria Elena acknowledges that his sacrifice brought hope and faith to millions. His was a legacy not measured by titles, riches, or worldly accolades, but by the love he gave, the lives he touched, and the quiet strength he left behind in the hearts of those who truly knew him.